Let's have a conversation.
What's going on? What's going on? Good evening. Feels like it's been a while, even though it really hasn't. I went live on Friday, but it always feels like it's been a while when I'm not doing this. It started to become part of my routine. And not everyone knows this, but I am an extreme creature of habit. So once I start doing things habitually, if they're not in my routine feels off. Just like how this weekend, because of Thanksgiving and leftovers and all that stuff. Not the show leftovers, but actual Thanksgiving leftovers, family over. My routine was kind of thrown off, but it happens because you can't 100% predict the way that life is going to go, the order that things are going to happen, and the things that get put on your metaphorical plate on a day to day. Sometimes you will be able to just strictly follow your routine because you're left alone. And sometimes there will be things that steer you off course at least a little bit. You know, the weekend is over. So starting Monday, I'm going to be back to all the things that I normally do and then some. I have some big things planned this week. I will be announcing them at some point, and some will know before others. So I start off every one of these by just asking how everybody is doing and making a request. If you are here for the first time, welcome to my channel. If you like what you see, if you hear something that you like, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. And also drop a comment after this video is off of live, because that helps boost me in the algorithms, which will help me to be able to get more views. More views equals more engagement and more money for me. And when that happens, I will be able to spend more time doing this and creating my content and connecting with y'all. So there's a purpose behind everything. Even if you are supporting me by watching, I appreciate that. But there's a certain order of things with YouTube that I've learned. So it also requires you not just to watch, but like I said, like, comment, subscribe, comment again, and comment again and again and again. I can never get too many comments. Even the hater comments that people have given me have boosted the algorithm too. So comments are welcome. Although I'm not going to say some of the comments will get you blocked, but you can put whatever you want on there. Just make sure that it is within certain reason, and it will stay up there. But anyways, I digress. That was not really my point. So I'm going to jump into my topic in just a little bit, just waiting to see if a few more people will hop on. But if not, I'll get right into it. And those who missed my live can catch me on the replay. Replay crew, what's up? Replay crew, what's up? Yeah, so anyways, I wanted to talk about something that might sound like it has nothing to do with mental health. You're like, how does the way that you dress or the way that you look contribute to one's mental health? That is the question of the day. So I posted a picture from the other day, not from the other day, but from several months ago. Some of y'all know of the Nick Cannon show. Some of y'all might not, because it's canceled. So it was only on for maybe 5 months. Truthfully, I didn't even really watch the show before I went. I just heard, oh, there's a show in Harlem, the Nick Cannon show. It's new, and it's in the old studio where 106 in Park used to be located. So I was like, oh, that's dope. I don't think I was living in New York. No, I think I lived in New York a little bit while 106 on Park was going on, but not during the Free and AJ days. And I definitely never made it to the studio at that point in time in my life. So yeah, so I thought it would be cool to go over there, just check out the show. And it's not necessarily even the show that really got me, the show itself that really got me to keep coming back. It was just meeting Nick Cannon and the fact that he was so cool, the fact that he would talk to his audience members before the show started, in between sets, and after the show. Even though his security would be like, Nick's got to go, Nick's got to go. He would be like, hold on. I just got to take these few pictures with these fans because there's no me without them. Like, I really enjoyed when he was over here. So the reason I'm even bringing him up is because that show was highly based around fashion. If you saw his studio, I mean, sometimes his outfits were a little bit out there for me, but he had like a closet full of a whole bunch of different types of clothes. He had the shoes behind him, and he always talked about fashion. He had a segment of the show called Damn I Look Good, where they had the damn cam that would scroll through the audience and focus in on people that they thought were good looking or dressed nice or whatever. And then he had this part at the beginning where he would come out and somebody would hold up a mirror. I forgot what that one was called, but he would stand in the mirror and he would just like look, point at himself, whatever. So he had something that he said on every segment at the end of the show, which was something to the effect of, if you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, you do good. I believe that was the phrase. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of people who haven't seen the show ever and might never see it, because I was trying to actually find a couple clips of the show and I saw that they actually just removed it all the way. It's not online anymore. But I believe that was the phrase that he always said. If you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, you do good. So how in the world does that connect to me and my topic? I'm going to tell you right now. So this was your boy. This was me in about 2011, 2012, something like that. 2011 or 2012. It's not even easy for me to look at that picture, to be honest. I've showed you guys these pictures from this time period before, but I didn't take many. And it's because, man, I can't, it's just hard to see myself in that state where I was extremely skinny, really unkept. And if you ask me what the fit was for the day, I think that particular day, I was probably going somewhere. That's the only reason why I had a fit for the day. And it's not really a fit. It's just something that I put on because I had to go out somewhere. So the fit during that time period was typically what you saw in my thumbnail. Every day, the fit was the same every day. The fit was some sweatpants and a tank top. Some sweatpants and a white tank top. Oftentimes, it would be the exact same one all week. Didn't change it or anything. So I didn't care about my appearance. I didn't care about what I was wearing. I didn't care about any of that stuff because I didn't feel good. So I said, because I don't feel good, why do I care about the way that I look? So I recall during that time period, the only time I really went out was to go to the doctors and sometimes to go to the psychologist. And I would go with my mom. And my mom would tell me, Mark, do you think that it would be better if you shaved and put on some nice clothes or something? And I was like, what difference does that make? I'm going to the doctor. I'm not feeling well. So who cares about that? And she would tell me the things that people were telling her, like in those places that she was going with me. Oh, your son looks like it's Osama bin Laden with that beard. Is your son a drug addict? Like there was just crazy things that they were saying to her. Nobody said those things to me, but they said those things to her of me. And that was just making me feel worse. So, anyways, fast forward. Once I started going to therapy regularly, and once I started working on myself and doing the things that I needed to do to start getting myself better, I had an epiphany, or maybe I just wanted to feel better by any means. And one thing that I recalled my mom having said to me during that worst time period of my life when I looked like this is that she said, putting yourself together does not necessarily mean that you're going to feel good right away. But how about you just act as if? And I'm like, well, what does that mean? And she was like, well, maybe if you start like getting yourself together a little bit, shaving, um, putting on some nicer clothes other than your sweatpants and your tank top, maybe you're going to start to feel better a little bit and it'll motivate you to do more stuff. But I wasn't trying to really hear that at the time that she said it. But later on, that thought kind of came back to me. So the first thing that I remember doing was I had a friend of mine, I hadn't been to the barber shop in like 8, 9 months. And it wasn't like I was lining it up or making it look any kind of way. It was just however it grew like 8 to 9 months. That was the longest time I had gone without getting any kind of cut and line up or anything like that. So I remember talking to a friend who did like barber work, and I wanted to get something done that was a little bit different than I had done before in my life, because I said maybe this will be the start of my um, transition into being well again. So that person agreed. We met up, and they trimmed the beard down, not off, but they like trimmed my beard down, and I had all this hair at the time, so they twisted the hair. So I had twists for the first time in my life, and the beard was shaved. And just that alone, I felt quite a bit better. Just, you know, having my hair the way that I wanted to have the hair. And then I started rocking some wild styles. I was trying to look for some pictures before I hopped on here, but I'm not going to say I wasn't able to find any. I wasn't really able to find too many of them, but there was a point in time where I was just rocking these wild clothing styles. And the reason why I was rocking the wild clothing styles is because I don't know, I think I remembered the comments that my mom said people said about me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get outside and do things and rock things that are so non traditional that people are going to look and comment. And I'm going to look at them like, what? I dare you to say something to me. I remember I dyed my hair red one time. I remember I dyed my beard blue. I was rocking the non-prescription shades. Well, that was a style at the time. I was rocking the Commodores. Um, I was wearing like crazy colors and combinations and stuff, and that's what I was doing at that time. Then I kind of grew out of that. Oh, so to circle back to the beginning, when I was a kid, when I was a little kid, dressing up like that did not matter to me in terms of like what you see in my little gif down there, suit and tie and pocket squares and hats and all that stuff. That was not me. That was my dad. My dad was a person who had a closet full of suits. He also had a closet full of African outfits, and his dad was a pastor. So he has told me, because I only met my dad's dad maybe once or twice, and I was too little to remember that. But he was a pastor, so he was always in suits. So my dad was not a pastor, but he did work an office job, and he worked an office job for the church. So he was always in suits as well. I was allergic to suits, not literally, but I did not want to wear a suit for anything. Not interested. You put one on me, they would put one on me for church or for a photo shoot or whatever. As soon as whatever it was that we were doing was done, get this thing off of me. I don't even want it anywhere near me. Don't put that on me. I loved wearing things that I was comfortable in. And I remember my dad, when I was in my early 20s or so, started to tell me, like, Mark, if you want to be respected, you have to dress respectively. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't care. I'm comfortable in sweats and a t-shirt. So I don't really care about being respected. I care about being comfortable, and I'm comfortable in house clothes or casual clothing. And that was like a back and forth thing we had for quite some time. He even wanted to take me to the store to just buy me some suits, so I would put some suits on. But it was not my thing. It was not my thing to do that. So fast forward now back to this part of the story that I was telling. After I got out of the phase where I was dressing with this really flashy style of like random combinations and just look at me type stuff, I kind of developed a little bit more of a classic style. And I'll say there's not a fit every single day. I don't have a haircut once a week. I don't have a new outfit every single week or anything like that. But just if I know that I'm going out somewhere specifically, like if I'm going to that club, or if I'm going to the TV set, or if I'm going to a job interview, whatever, I like putting together my outfit. And it started with one of my first real office jobs after I got my college degree. And it was in a counseling center. And I worked in an office. I had my own office, and clients came in to see me. So I would get my clothes together. You know, I'd have my pants, I'd have my shirt, my tie clip. Sometimes I'd have my suit jacket, and I'd make sure that all the color combinations are good and they match or whatever. And something that I noticed is that, as much as I hated to admit it, the thing that my dad told me about respect was so true. People would walk into the office and automatically think I am a somebody because of how I'm dressed. And because of them thinking of me as a somebody, they approached me differently. They talked to me differently. I think we had different types and different levels of conversations, and they respected me differently. It wasn't something that I did for them, but it is something that when I started doing, it changed how I was perceived in the world. And also, putting the clothes together is somewhat of an art form. There's people who are like celebrities. They have people who buy those things and put them together for them. A lot of the celebrities, they don't pick out their own stuff. It's just like, all right, you're going to wear this today. You're going to have this, and this combination or whatever. My brain, first of all, I couldn't be that person, I don't think. I mean, maybe if I was super rich one day and I didn't have time to pick things out myself, I would get somebody to do it for me, or I would have to get someone to do it for me. But until that day comes when I'm super rich and popular, I pick things out myself. And like I said, it's an art form. My eyes, I don't ever pick out an entire outfit at the same time. Like I don't, unless it's like a wedding or something specific that I need all of it at that time. Usually I'm just casually strolling around the store. Yo, I love that shirt. Try the shirt on. I don't even have anything specifically to match with it. I just bought the shirt. Then I walk into the store, another store on another day, and I see some shoes. I'm like, yo, those shoes are dope. Buy the shoes. Then I find some pants over here. Then I find a tie over here. I find whatever, whatever, whatever. Not in combination. Then I just wake up in the morning. What am I in the mood to put on? If it's a day that calls for me to put something on. And then I'm looking through the closet, and then it's like, oh, this blue shirt really is speaking to me right now. Pull out the blue shirt, and then I'm like, what could go with the blue shirt? Figure that out. Figure out the pants that I want to put together with it. Figure out the socks, whatever. And then I'm like, that's the fit. That's it. Like once I get it together and I put it on and I like it, it makes me feel more confident with myself because I look at it. I'm like, I put this together. This is some kind of artistry for me. This is some creativity, some thinking that had to go into this, and I like it. And I know that when I step out the door, other people will like it too. Not everybody, obviously. Nobody is going to unanimously like anything, but a lot of people are going to like this. But it's not even necessary. I've learned it's not even necessarily about how good the thing looks, but how confident you feel when you wear it. Confidence goes with self-esteem. And self-esteem and confidence are both things that boost your mental health. So that's how the tie-in from what I said way earlier about being on the Nick Cannon show and Nick Cannon saying, when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you do good. That's the whole tie-in. So just the process, even when I did not feel good, just the process of getting myself up, picking out the outfit, making sure I feel comfortable in the outfit, making sure I liked it. I liked the way that it looked. I liked the way that it fit. I liked when I looked in the mirror, said, this is a nice look. I like this look. Just having that confidence boosted my mental health. Because if you walk outside in what I was telling you, the sweats and the tank top, I mean, I still do that sometimes. Matter of fact, that's my whole summer workout gear. I just have like a drawer full of tank tops and a drawer full of sweats or shorts or whatever, and that's what I work out in 6 days a week. But if I'm going to like a doctor's office, a business establishment or whatever, sweats and tank top and crazy beard that's all uncut, kept, and hair that's all over the place, I know that when I walk in there, people are going to be looking at me. And the fact that they're looking at me and not in a positive way, they're looking at me like, could this guy have put a comb through his hair? Like, what's going on with that beard? Is he a Rasta? What's happening? Just seeing those eyes and knowing that those comments are going to be made automatically puts me in a heightened state of anxiety. Now, again, I'm not saying that I put these things together for people to look at me a certain way, but I'm just saying I do know subconsciously that that is a positive result of making sure that everything is clean, you know? So that's just my little story about how and why the fits help and improve my mental health. And just remember that phrase, if you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you do good. So whatever that means for you, whatever style works for you, you know, whatever makes you happy when you put it on and makes you feel confident when you face the world, you do you. There's no blueprint for it. Just like I always say for everything else. There's no one way of going about it. There's no one style. There's no one way of thinking. And if this works for you and you find this is true for you, I'm glad. And if you find like, hey, Mark, that's not me at all, it doesn't make a difference for me, that's fine too. We're all different. So once again, thank you all for your support. Hit the comment section if you feel anything in this video, if anything resonated with you, even if it didn't. I appreciate all comments and feedback. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will talk to you guys very soon. Have a great evening.